What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's your girl Constance Carter. I'm sorry. I had to I was sitting here, I was getting ready to start. I had to run to the potty really quick. So I'm here I am just running right back. So I'm a little out of breath, might be out of shape. I haven't been to the gym in a while. But you guys, welcome. This is the credit party. Whew, Lord Jesus, that was something. Um, I'm getting old. Yes, next month, you guys, I will be 50. Can you believe it? I'll be 50 years old. But I want to welcome you guys today, and I want you guys to congratulate yourselves for taking the time to get educated and just kind of invest this time into yourself. So today's session will not be recorded. I'm going to tell you right now because this is a live session. And it's a private session. And I want to give you the opportunity to be able to come on here and join me live. Okay. So, anybody, if you have questions, I want to give you an opportunity to come on here and ask me questions live. That's the whole purpose of having this credit party, is because I really want to get really down and dirty with you. So, I'm going to give you all the link if you want to join me live. You can get on camera. You don't have to get on camera, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to get on here to be able to ask me some questions. So let me give you the link for anybody who wants to get on here. Let me see. Where is the link? Not with viewers. Where's the link to be able to be my guest? Here we go. I'm putting it in the chat. Boom. So if you want to come on here and have ask a question live about your unique credit situation, there's the link. You can come in here. You can come in the studio. I'll bring you on when I'm getting ready to do Q&As, but I'll tell you when. So I'm not going to do Q&As yet. I'm not going to allow you to ask questions yet, but a little bit later when I call for people to come on, or if you have a question, if you want to come live, if you want to show me a credit report, if you want to show me something, or if you just have a question and you want to get on here, that's what this is about. So today I want to just, I want to welcome you for being here. Let me tell you what birthed this. So early on in my career, so first of all, let me tell you, credit is like, I'm obsessed with credit, and I've been obsessed with credit for a very long time. I got obsessed with credit because when I was young, I used to overhear my parents saying what we couldn't do or we couldn't have because they had bad credit. And I talk about it in my credit book. I have a couple of credit books. I have Keeping Score. This is the old version. Here's the newer version of Keeping Score. And I have this workbook. And I also have some online training inside the Grow Your Money Club that's going to help get your credit score up. So when I was younger, I used to overhear my parents talking about credit, what we couldn't do, what we couldn't have because they had bad credit. I didn't know what it was. I just knew it was ruining our lives. So I always was interested in credit, and I vowed that I would never have this bad credit that my parents had. And then life be lifing, right? I got grown. I got over leveraged. I overextended myself, and I ended up having a 379 credit score right before I filed bankruptcy. Now, I'm credit conscious, but I over leveraged myself. And after that, I ended up becoming a certified credit expert, learning everything that I could about credit. So when you go through bankruptcy, first of all, they make you take some training so you won't get back in that position again. And then I went ahead and I became Freddie Mac certified, and then I became a certified credit expert. So I took all these credit trainings and I became obsessed with it. And then I just started helping other people with their credit. If you've been through any of my programs, you know, like everything that I do is about really helping people. And so I just started helping people with their credit. And then somebody was like, you should write a book. And I was like, really? Okay. I went home from work. Now, this is back in the days where nobody works harder than Constance Carter. And it seems like I'm getting back there. I took a 2-year break, but it seems like I'm getting back to this nobody works harder, which I'm not really interested in working hard these days, but because I'm almost 50. But I got home. I left work early. Early for me was 3:00. I went home and I wrote the framework for this book right here. It's Keeping Score. And I have multiple versions of it. This is my 4th edition, and I updated it in 2025 to reflect current credit laws and different strategies. So I wrote the framework to that. It took, it took me about 13, 14 hours, and then I finished it in about a month. I posted it on Amazon, not having any idea. Let me see where the first version is. Not having any idea of what the hell I was doing. I just knew I wanted to write a book. I had no idea I reached out to a friend of mine, and he kind of gave me some tips. And this was the first version of keeping score. It was real thin. And I remember like advertising it before I saw it, and I was mortified because it wasn't, it was just all messed up. This goes to show you that you just got to be like Nike and just do it, right? So this is the first version, and then now this is the current version. But they're two very different, not very different. It's pretty much the same, a lot of the same information, but a lot more has developed over time. And so since then, I've learned how to, I've written 9 books as of today, just on different things and my experiences. And what I do is I use my hardship as the blueprint to help other people. And so that's what I did. I learned from it. And so first of all, you guys, it's not just me in here. It's 37 of you guys right now, but I think over 100 people registered for this. But I do want to know, because I was on Black Press USA this morning, and how many people came and registered from Black Press USA? How many people, like, where are you guys watching me from? Like, where did you guys learn about this training? Because I was on Black Press this morning, and then, did you get my email? Did you follow me? Facebook, Instagram? I really kind of want to know, or, you just be on my shit every day and you be in my trainings. Or are you a part of any of my groups, my cohorts? Are you one of my agents? I don't know. So put in the comments, where did you learn about this training? I'm just curious. That's just for my own curiosity. That's the first thing. But I wrote these books about credit. And so then I started doing, before that, I was doing credit parties before that. Now, what's a credit party? So I just, I was just thinking about, again, how I can add value to other people. And what I would do is I would do these things like kind of like Tupperware parties, where it's just like, it's a small, non-threatening environment where I would go to people's houses. I would say, hey, you want to have a credit party? Invite all your friends, invite all your family, come over, you cook, you ain't got to pay me nothing. And I just want to educate people on credit. And honestly, I didn't want anything from it. It wasn't like I was trying to get clients or anything like that, but I was so obsessed with credit. And I knew that there were a lot of myths out there about credit, and I just wanted to educate people on it. Some clients came from that. And I mean, it was cool, but I just really wanted to help people. My goal really is to help people in our community, in my community, to be able to use credit, because I understand how important building credit is and how important it is to your wealth journey. Credit is like the key. And I just wanted to educate people, because there's a lot of misconceptions and a lot of myths around credit. And so I wanted to make sure that people have the right information, because there's so many things that people do wrong. And I want to make sure that you do them right, but you really understand. Before then, I had gotten credit repair done on my credit, my personal credit. It was me and my homegirl. And we both paid $3,000 American dollars. We paid $299 for 10 months for somebody to repair our credit. So we paid these people, and they basically, today the 3rd, yeah, they basically, got my credit up, where I needed it to be. And then after that, guess what? I learned my lesson. I wasn't going to pay $3,000 again. My girlfriend, every time she got in credit problems, she would call these people and they would repair her credit. She did it 3 times. So think about that. She paid $12,000 for somebody else to do something that she could have done herself. And so I was like, listen, I paid $3,000. I learned after that $3,000, you ain't gonna get me again. So I learned about it. And what I know to be true is that 98% of people who use credit repair end up getting back into credit trouble again. But most people who understand it themselves, they end up having a healthy financial IQ, which then could translate to them being able to do anything. Y'all, credit is king. And I'm trying to tell you, credit has gotten me places that money can't. Credit could get you into places that money can't. Think about this. Think about how the wealthy live. Wealthy people, y'all, do not use their credit when they're building wealth. I mean, their money, excuse me. They don't use their money. I was listening to Robert Kiyosaki one time, and he was talking about, this man's a multimillionaire. He's talking about how he used credit to get a, $50 million loan or something like that. your what did I call him? Commander in chief. What did I call him? Predator in chief, convicted person in chief. Anyway, Donald Trump, he lied about his credit. In fact, he got in trouble because he lied about his credit and his capacity and his wealth to get more loans. But again, they're not using their own money. I have wealthy clients right now. I have some VIP clients that I work with right now as we speak. And a lot of them, they make millions and millions of dollars, but their money is not, they're cash poor. They're liquid poor. They don't have a lot of money liquid. All their money is tied up in their investments, and therefore they're using their credit to make other investments. That's the game that the wealthy play. So think about this. Most people pay taxes on earned income. If you're W-2'd, how many people in here are W-2'd? You pay more taxes than wealthy people. Warren Buffett said his secretary pays more in taxes than him. Why? Because she has earned income and he has investment income. And what they do is they tie up all their money into other investments by using their credit, and their income, their earned income is limited. So they're taxed on their earned income, but they don't have a whole bunch. So they're using their credit and their money is all tied up. So that's why they're paying less in taxes. So there's so many strategies. It's not just about getting a new car or getting a new house. It's really about the wealth strategies that happen as a result of having good credit. That's the thing. That's what I want you to walk away understanding. It's not just about, getting better insurance, because those are basic things that you can get. Your insurance is going to be better. Your car payment's going to be better. Your rate's going to be lower. Your rate's going to be lower on your mortgage. But how do I use this as a strategy to increase my net worth by 7 figures, not 6 figures, but 7 figures, because I want you to have millions of dollars in net worth. How do you do that? For something basic as credit. Your credit can get you in position where your net worth is 7 figures. Now, you may not have 7 figures in the bank, but you have a net worth that's accessible. So when I moved here, this is between me, you, and 50 other people, right? When I moved here, I transitioned my business. I built, if you don't know me, I built a really great real estate company. And I just kind of decided I didn't want to do it for a little bit. I decided that I didn't want to do anything. I took a 2-year hiatus. I was like, I don't want to work. I just traveled, went on vacations. I bought this big ass $1 million house, which is a fixer upper. I fixed it up. I'm fixing it up right now. But I didn't have $1 million liquid. I have assets. I have 7 figures in assets. So I was able to pull from this and pull from that in order for me to do the things that I wanted to do and live how I wanted to live. Had I not had that, I wouldn't have been able to move across country 3,000 miles, pick up my kids and live for a couple of years, right? So that's what I was able to do. That's what having assets, a solid net worth allows you to do. You can't do that if you don't have good credit. You can't do that if you don't have assets. And how do you generate assets? By leveraging your credit. And so that's what I've done over the years. And so that's what I really want to teach people to do. Is not just, it's not just the simple things. I'm going to teach you a complex strategy, but with the simplicity of just doing things to get your credit in order. Okay. So for those of you who just logged on, you guys, this is a credit party. And so this is interactive. This is not just a monologue, a dialogue. This is not just a monologue, it's a dialogue. So this is reciprocal conversation. So if you want to jump on here live with me, if you have a question about your unique credit profile, your unique credit situation, and you want to come on here live with me, you could be on camera. You don't got to be on camera, but when I do Q&As at the end, you most certainly can do that. And I'm going to give you the link. So that you can come here. Is this the link that you can come here on? I think this is the link that you can come in here. No, this is the live link. I think I gave you all a live link. Let me give you the guest link. Oh yeah, the guest link. Invite guests. Yeah, that's the one. So when I'm doing Q&As, somebody said that was I frozen? Was I frozen? Okay. Hopefully I'm not frozen. Okay, cool. All right. So That's pretty much the foundation. So, I wrote this book, and every time I have my gym masterclass, I always talk about this, because the reason why we're here today is because I want to add value. Where's my book? I just released another book too. Oh, there it is. I just released another book this week. I didn't mean to do it that close, because I didn't mean to write this book right here. No, not this book. I didn't mean to write this book. But I wrote this book and I published it in December. I published this book in December, and then I wrote this other book called Taken Without Notice. And it's about deed theft, because this is just something that just happened to me. Again, like I said, I use my hardships as a blueprint to help other people. So I did that, and I wrote that back in November, and I spaced it out to be released in February. In the meantime, I have this Living Trust book and ebook, and people are like, hey, why don't you have a paperback book? And I'm like, okay, I'll do a paperback book. So I ended up doing a paperback book on this Living Trust, right? And this came out like a couple weeks ago, and it's been, hi Jamaica, I see you. It's been selling. But what I didn't want to do is have the new book and this book come in, within like days from each other. So the other book is kind of overshadowed because I'm really promoting this book, which is doing really, really well. It was like released, it was like a #1 release when I released it, and it's selling thousands of copies, whether it's ebook or whether you get the paperback. This is selling. So if this is part of the plan. This is part of the plan that I need you guys to understand. When we talk about building wealth, I want you not only to grow it, but I want you to pass it properly. And so the Living Trust ebook Living Trust book was birthed out of that. But the reason why I'm here is this book right here, which I just released. See her hair like mine? This was just released back in November. And this is a journal. And this actually is what kind of helped take me through when I was going through some things. I see some people coming in the studio. So you guys just sit tight. For those of you who are in the studio with me right now, just sit tight. I'll bring you on when it's time to do Q&As, okay? But this book right here, it was really, it really helped me when I was in my transition, when I moved 3,000 miles. And this is a transparent moment. I moved 3,000 miles. And I was just like, what do I want to do in this next chapter of my life? I didn't know what's going on. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I used to do this thing called RAMP, Rise, Affirm, Meditate, Pray. And it birthed the Net 7 Collective, which is a group of women that I coach from all over the world. And just so many things was birthed out of it. So when I was I actually wrote the book, and then I was actually doing all of the things inside the book, because it's a journal. I was really praying and meditating on how I could add value to people's lives. And this gym masterclass was birthed out of that. And so it was like, this is something that you could do. I come live like most days, a few days out of the week. And Tuesdays was a day that I just really dedicate to working on my business, because I got to work, and it was like, okay, this is a day I don't go live. I'm just going to do something that's going to be hopefully beneficial to people. So I do a gym masterclass every Tuesday, which I'm getting ready to just do it twice a month, you guys. I'm sorry. I can't do it that much because I got other stuff that I got to really focus on. But I come live every Tuesday and I just talk about different things. So this month I'll continue every week, and then March I'll do it twice a month. And I got an extensive travel schedule this year too. But this is just where I just want to just teach you different strategies. I had trainings on some everything, on interest, on credit, on I think we're going to do how to write a book. We've done all kinds of stuff, how to set up your entity, like all different types of stuff. So this was birthed out of that RAMP journal, me just being introspective and saying, what can I do to add value into people's lives? And so that's why I'm here. That's why I come here every Tuesday. So that's what this thing is. And so again, another time where I was like, okay, what can I do to really help people? And I was like, let me bring these credit parties back, because I really want to just give folks something comprehensive, right? And then there's going to be, there's tier 2. So you have something comprehensive where you can, just kind of baseline, get your credit together. But then I want to help you really get there, number one, and then get your wealth strategy, like help you to really get, like, if you want to get 3 properties in the next 3 years, what does that look like? Because that's also a part of building your wealth plan. Again, what do I do really well? Which that is one of the things that I do really well. I can help you architect your wealth plan. And so what is it that I do really well? And then how can I use it to add value to other people's lives? I do it all the time. When I started back, with really getting back into real estate last year, I was like, damn, I'm really, really good at this. And I didn't want nothing to do with real estate, to be honest with you. I ain't want nothing to do with real estate. I didn't want to do nothing. But I was like, I'm really good at this. I know a lot and I've been doing it a long time. So let me help people in this way. So those are the things I do. So let's get into it. I see we got a few people in the studio. We got like 3 people in the studio backstage. So I'm going to bring you guys up when we get ready to answer questions. But if you want to come in here and you got specific questions on your particular situation, let me know. Okay. So let's talk about credit. Credit is not just a number. It's a permission. As I mentioned, like credit will take you places that your money can't. It gives you permission to buy, it gives you permission to invest, and it gives you permission to really build. And most people are chasing points. Okay. I want you to think more from a wealth perspective. I don't want you to just be chasing points. I want you to be positioning your profiles to build wealth. Okay. So what does your credit do? It tells lenders who you are financially based upon your past payment history, how you're able to manage everything. It tells them whether you're risky. It tells them whether you're reliable. And right now, many of us never was taught. We weren't taught that. Remember, when I grew up, I said in the beginning, I was taught, I just overheard. It wasn't even, my parents never had a conversation with me about credit, about finances, because simply they didn't know. I'm teaching them, right? What I did learn from them is that I didn't want to do what they did. So we can learn 2 things. We could do 2 things. We could either learn what they did and we could follow in their footsteps, or we could do the complete opposite. In my mind, no, I wanted to do the complete opposite, but what ended up happening is life be lifing. And I went down the same road as them in terms of credit, getting over leverage. And so I think let me pull up the credit pie. But I think if you really understood the credit pie, you really can get a grasp on your credit, and it really will help you to have a knowledge of what this thing looks like. So let me pull the credit pie up, so, because I need you to really understand. And once you figure this piece out, y'all, you really, you got the secret. You got it. Okay. Oh, it's the wrong one. Let me see. All right. So I'm going to go to save image. Okay. I'm going to pull up the credit pie. No, I'm not going to save it. I'm just going to share it. So share from this page right here. All right, you ain't gonna let me try to do a solo. Okay, so let me share my screen. Share. All right, so here is the credit pie. This is the holy grail, y'all. This right here. I want to focus in right here. Y'all see this? Y'all see this? Once you understand how this works, this is a game changer. This is what I use when I'm looking at your credit profile. Remember, I said I'm a certified credit expert, so I can look at this. So for example, I just had a client. You may even be on here. I don't know if you're on here, but last month, and I love it because she was so great in how she took care of everything. Her credit profile was beautiful. I looked at her credit and I was like, okay, let me look back at y'all. Oh, let me see. Hold on. Let me go to the other page. I looked at her credit and I was like, her credit was like 780. And then it was like one was 780. Let me screen share. Where is it? Screen share. And no screen share. Sorry, y'all. Oh, it says stop screen. Okay, let me go back to screen share. Yeah, that one. So one of her credit scores was like a 780. And 2 other ones were like 660 and 679. Credit profile is beautiful. So I look at the credit report and I'm like, your credit profile is beautiful, but there was one collection and it was an old collection. It was like $200. It was a $200 collection. And her credit score, like it was affecting her credit score. It's affected it over 100 points. So I looked at it and I'm like, why is her credit score 670 or 660, whatever it was, 660, 670? But everything is great. Her utilization was low, and we'll talk about that. Everything was fine. And so what I did is I said, okay, I looked at it and I seen that collection. Remember, payment history collection. That's 35% of her credit pie. I said, oh, let me do a pay for delete. And this was really critical. Now we just closed on our home yesterday. This was like a less than 20 day close. And now, mind you, this was a smooth transaction on our end because she was so great, but she was a complicated investor because she had multiple properties. She had multiple different types of businesses. You know, we had taxes. Some were, it was really complex, but it was very smooth at the same time, right? Because she was so great in getting me everything and we just kind of working in sync. But she had two credit scores that were 670, one was 780. The reason why one was higher is because the credit bureaus were only reporting there were two credit bureaus that were reporting this one collection and one wasn't. That's why one was 780 and two was 670 or something like that. So I said, let's do a pay for delete. So I called and I act like I was her and I was like, hey, I want to pay this off. If I pay this off, it was $200. This lady's got hella money. I said, if I pay this off, will you delete it? This is an operative word from my credit file. I don't want you to make it a zero collection. I want you to delete it. They said yes. I said, can you give me something in writing saying that you will delete it? They said yes. So they sent me something in writing. I went ahead and paid $205, I think, out of my pocket. Here you go. Boom. It took them a while because, you know, first they sent something that said, we went back and it took a long time. And then they did a bait and switch and said, oh yeah, here's your document that says it's paid in full. That's not what I asked for. I asked it to be deleted from your credit files. That's very different than what you told me. I don't want it to be paid in full. I want it to be deleted. And it is important that it says that it's deleted and not paid in full because that makes a difference. I don't want this collection on my credit report because a collection is still a collection, whether it's paid or not. It's still going to hurt your credit score. So I don't want it to say zero. I want it to be deleted. So finally we were able to get it deleted. I did what's called a rapid rescore on her credit. Within 24 hours, her credit score went up over 120 points or something like that. Okay. That late payment caused her credit score. Again, when I looked at the credit profile, I'm like, this is beautiful. Why is this credit scored like this? She has all this great credit, utilization's low, everything looks good. What's going on? I keep freezing. Do I keep freezing? Sophia said I keep freezing. Am I keep freezing or is that you? You guys let me know if I keep freezing because Sophia said I keep freezing. I am frozen? God dang it. Okay, Alicia said no. Josette said I'm frozen. Can y'all hear me now? Sometimes? Damn, I'm cooking. Okay, I hope not. Hopefully, hey, if you miss something, let me know, okay? So we got our credit score up over 100-something points. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. A couple days we did boom, boom. Dang, I keep going in and out. I'm sorry. You know it's snowing here, and I don't know if it's bad reception because of the snow. I don't know, but I hope you guys are getting the gist of what I'm saying. So that's how I utilize this. You were freezing when you were trying to share, but you're good now. You're good on my end. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So that's how. So when I look at people's credit profile, I look at this pie. I look at what's their payment history. Have they been paying on time? Do they have late payments? What are their credit card balances? So that 30% of your credit pie is your credit card balances. Okay. Your credit card balance is way heavier than a car payment balance. Why? Because your revolving balance is 30% of your credit pie. That's the thing that's the quickest way you can go up or you can go down. So for example, I had a husband and wife. Their credit profiles were pretty similar. They had kind of the same amount of collections. One had a credit card. One had a car payment. Their credit files were pretty flimsy. One had a credit card. One had a car payment. Same length and everything. The one with the credit card on their credit report was higher because revolving balances or credit card balances weigh heavier than an installment balance. That makes sense. So when I look at your credit report, I'm looking at what is your history, you paying on time, how much you owe on your credit cards. Then I'm looking at your credit history, the length of your credit history. Now, the folks who are in the 800 credit scores, they're the ones who have the lengthy history. Some people have a 10-year history. Some people have a 20-year history. They're going to be vastly different, even if the credit makeup is the same than somebody who has a 2-year history. Why? Because that credit history gives you 15% more on your credit score. So if you have a credit card, y'all, if you got a credit card, never, ever, 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 ever close your credit card. Please don't close your credit card. Okay? Because it reduces your credit age, and credit age is important to your credit score. So I had one of my pastors. So I have some VIP clients that I work with. I work a lot of like pastors. I don't know why they like my cursing ass, but they do because I love the Lord and I curse too. But I work with a pastor, 800 credit score, closed one of his oldest credit cards. I was like, no, dropped his credit score like, I don't know, 60, 70 points. I was like, what did you do? He was like, it was an old credit card. I wasn't using it. The interest was high, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, but it reduced the age and it therefore reduces credit score and they would not reopen it. So it, over time it's going to increase back, but that's not a good thing. And it's even worse when the credit grantor closes your accounts for non-usage. And that's another thing. You do not want your credit cards closed, and you definitely don't want it closed by the credit grantor. And I've had that happen to me. I know better. I had that happen to me. I wasn't using, forgot which one, Barclays. I wasn't using my Barclays card. And they sent me a notice. You better use it or we're going to close it. Forgot because I had hella credit cards and they closed it and it dropped my score. They closed it for non-usage. Utilization is important. But here's the thing, y'all. You got to use it and not abuse it. So 15% of your credit history, 50% of your credit score is your history. You want to keep it as lengthy as possible, okay? 10% where it says new credit, those are inquiries. How many times are you applying for credit? And has that credit been granted to you? So that's 10% of your credit pie. So a big myth, you guys, is that, oh, you pulled my credit and it dropped my score 50 points. It's only 10% of your credit score. The reason why your score dropped from when this person pulled it and from that person is because something happened. I don't know what happened, but something happened in between those times. So I've had situations where I will tell a client, I have these simulators. I have a credit simulator because I'm a mortgage broker. I own a mortgage company. And so the simulator that I have, it tells you exactly what to do to a T and how many points you're going to get. So if I work with the client, I'll say, okay, this is how much, this is what you need to do. Don't do nothing else. If I tell you to pay $32, don't pay $33. If I tell you to pay $32, don't pay it to $0. Do exactly what I told you to do, right? So I have a couple of examples of that. So I told somebody to pay this bill, don't touch this bill. So they paid this bill, they paid this credit card, but then they used this credit card and they didn't get the points that they were supposed to get because they didn't do exactly what I told them to do, right? There's a delicate balance. Or I said, pay this to $200 and it was like, I'm going to go ahead and pay it off. No, that actually dropped their score. Why? Because utilization is stimulation. They want to see that you're utilizing your credit. So paying to $0 is not always the answer. So when you're looking to stimulate your credit score, and I have these simulators, do exactly what I'm telling you to do. So the inquiries being only 10%, if I pulled it and then somebody else pulled it in 20 days, is probably because something happened in between that time, not because you got a new inquiry. An inquiry is not going to drop your score 40 or 50 points. Maybe you've gone up on your credit. Maybe you got a new late, maybe a new collection popped up. It could be anything, but it's not the inquiry that's causing your credit to drop 40, 50 points. Okay. And then 10% of your credit pie is your credit mix. What do you have on there? What do you have on there? What's on your credit? Do you have a mortgage? Do you have a car loan? Do you have credit cards? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, credit cards is the holy grail of credit. Credit cards is the quickest way you can go up and the quickest way you can go down. And for those of you, I know that y'all, nobody like the Bible says that you should not owe anybody. We don't want to be owing people. In Islam, they don't believe in credit at all. And I've seen some of my good church people, they will have these Holy Ghost sessions where they cutting up their credit cards and they're not using them no more. And then when it comes time for them to get qualified, they have no credit because they have no credit card. I've had that happen before too. So you need, I'm going to answer your questions in a little bit too. You need to have some type of credit because your revolving balance is 30% of your credit pie. Okay. So all of these together, this makes your credit. And this is the reason why your credit is what it is. Now there's all these other factors. How long have you had your credit? Like all these, like you could put yours next to somebody else's. It's not going to be the same. In fact, the bureaus report very differently. They have, their algorithms are a little bit different in terms of algorithm. Is that the word I want to say? It's not the word I want to say. Their analyzation, how they analyze your credit are different based upon credit scoring. And I talk about it in my book. I break it down a little bit more, but different ones, they report differently. I will say this too. Credit Karma. I love Credit Karma. I talk about it in my book. I think Credit Karma is great, but Credit Karma does not have our FICO scores. So please do not be dismayed when you get your Credit Karma credit score and it says you got an 800, but when somebody with a mortgage broker pulls your credit and it's only 6, it's not going to be that difference, but it could be like 100 points different. I've seen that. Credit Karma we call them FICO scores, but it's really Vantage. It's a different credit scoring model. It's not FICO. So I love Credit Karma because it allows you to monitor your credit. You can go up and down and all that stuff, but it is not a true measure of your FICO score, which lenders use when determining your credit worthiness for purchasing a property. Okay. Experian got sued some years back because they advertised that this is the score that lenders use, but they don't use Vantage. Experian on their site was using Vantage. So when you go to Experian or TransUnion or Equifax, and you're like, hey, this is my score, it's likely going to be different than what we pull when we're pulling your FICO. Okay. So please understand that it's going to be different. For me, my Credit Karma reports a lot lower than what my FICO does. For some, it reports higher. It just depends. So it is not a true measure of your score. It is a true measure of your credit. And they do have things on there. They do have simulators that will help you to tell you what you could do to get your scores up. I ain't mad at it. They have some great tools that tell you how you could pay off your bills. I'm not mad at it, but it's just not your credit score. And so I need you to understand that's not the right credit score. Okay. But how many people on here monitor their credit? And the name of my book, the credit book I have, is called Keeping Score. How many of you on here not monitor your credit? I want to know. So this is Keeping Score. This is a credit book. What you need to know to make your credit score pro. Yeah, this was a bestseller, which is crazy because I just wrote it, didn't know what the hell I was doing, and it became a bestseller. How many of you guys monitor your credit? I want you to put it in the chat. Tell me. I monitor mine regularly. Do you look at your bank account regularly? Yeah, I hope you do. Okay, I hope you look at your bank account. I hope you look at your credit just like you look at your bank account. Donisha said obsessively. Thank you, Marthella. Keeping Score is the name of the book. Marthella, I'm gonna bring Marthella on here one day too, because Marthella she is an agent. She's our sales manager with Catalyst Real Estate Professionals in Stockton, and she actually she's one of the top agents in Stockton and has helped tons of people. When I tell you, you go to any store in Stockton and you're gonna see Marthella's card sitting up in the front. She know everybody. I'd be like, I'm a secret agent. I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Everybody know Marthella. But yeah, so let me see. I don't, but when I check my bank account, the FICO is there. Okay. And remember, there are different FICOs. There's FICO 5, there's FICO 8. So that might not match what we pull when we're pulling our mortgage credit report as well. So that's also something too. It's like so difficult. Like, why can't this be easy? Lovely JR, I need you to get your shit together. Josephine Rainwater. She took my training the other day, or not the other day, last year. Bring your ID to life. Annie said, I do not monitor. I need you to get your shit together, Elaine. Oh, by the way, Elaine, you was in my training too. I took care of you this morning, by the way, because I got your email. Hopefully you see it. Valerie said, I monitor. D Turner, yep. James said, every day. Kathy, I need you to get your shit together. Okay. Sophia said, yes. Takia, you part of Net 7, girl. If you don't get your shit together, you already know what it is. Let me see. You're right, because I'm working on getting equity loan, and that's what they told me. I'm over 750. Can consumers see what mortgage lenders see on a specific site? My FICO yes, my FICO will give you a FICO, but it gives you the different FICOs. But one of those is a mortgage lender. Okay. Renee said, I monitor. Christina said, I monitor. Good. If you're not monitoring, I need you to listen to me on one tab, and then I need you to go to another tab, and I need you to open up either Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, go to Experian.com, Equifax.com, TransUnion, somewhere, and get to monitoring your credit report. Y'all, for those of you who don't, somebody could have a house in Mississippi in your name, you ain't even got a house. And you around there, they around there living good on your credit, and you don't even know because you ain't monitored nothing. Like, y'all, come on, get it together. I was telling my daughter or somebody the other day, if people, I don't know who I was talking to, but there's a lot of scammers out there, and if they spend more time doing something right, they will be millionaires, but they spend so much time trying to scam you out of something. Everybody always scamming, and you could be getting scammed right now with your credit. Okay. So I want you to think about this. Your credit is really personal. Your income is really personal. Your timeline is personal. Let me give you a couple of things that you could do today. Let me give you a couple of strategies. Okay. If you don't have money, right? So say your credit, remember, I said your credit card balance is 30% of your credit score. Well, say you don't have a lot of money to pay your credit card down. You can call your credit card company and ask for a credit limit increase. What is that going to do? That's going to immediately bring your utilization down. So say your card is $1,000, you owe $750 on there. Well, ask them to increase your credit limit to maybe say $2,000. Now you've just reduced your utilization. But it's like today, I'm not seeing credit card companies increase limits these days. They're taking away limits. And I don't know if you know that Donald Trump is talking about putting a limit on credit card interest to 10%, which I think is fantastic. If we can get our credit card interest to 10%, I think it's fantastic, because it's almost like usury. Credit Karma, and I've talked about this before on my master classes, but Credit Karma has a credit calculator. Should I? Okay, let me go ahead and do it. Credit Karma has a credit calculator, and I need you to know, like, Credit Karma calculator. I need you to know how paying these credit cards are like usury, like the amount of interest that they are charging you is absolutely insane in the membrane. So let's go to the credit card calculator. All right. So if you've seen this before, if you've seen me say this before, bear with me. But for those of you who haven't, this will blow your mind. It blew my mind, at least the first time I saw it. So your debt repayment calculator. Say you owe $1,000 on your credit card. Okay. The average interest rate is 29.9%. If you pay the minimum payment of $25 per month, look how long it's going to look over here. Y'all see it? Let me make sure y'all can see what I'm saying. Yes, y'all can see what I'm saying. Hold on, let me take these off the screen. How do I take this off the screen? How do I take the comments off the screen? I don't know. Well, I just want to make sure you can see it. It's going to take you 19 years to pay this credit card off, and you're going to pay almost $5,000 in interest at 29.9%. It's compounded interest. Einstein said compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who know about it earn from it. Those who don't, they pay it. And so that's the thing I want to teach you. So of course we all have compound interest, right? We all got credit cards. If you got a mortgage, you're going to be paying compound interest. Like you ain't going to get away from it. But also I want you to counter that with your investments. So I don't keep my money in the bank. I don't keep my savings. I keep money in the bank to pay my bills, but I don't keep my savings in the bank. So if you see my bank account, you ain't gonna see a whole lot because my main money are in vehicles that are generating compound interest, because the bank is only going to pay you 0.23% interest, but they are taking your money and they are investing it in other vehicles that are yielding them compound interest, and they're paying you not even 1% of that on your own damn money. Why would you do that? Why would you give them your money to hold so that they can invest it? And I'm talking about your savings. I'm not talking about your regular bill money. So they can take it, invest it, make money off of it, do all these other things, let other people borrow it, mortgages and things like that. And then they give you back 0.23% interest. And so what happens? So you got that $1,000 in 5 years, you made $10. But if you put it in a vehicle that generates compound interest, you're making several $100s on that $1,000. That makes sense. I want you to think like an investor. Stop thinking like a consumer. Okay. So when we talk about your interest, if Donald Trump reduced interest to 10%, that'd be awesome, because look at the amount that I just showed you that we're paying in interest, compound interest. However, if he does reduce interest, what's going to happen? Banks are going to stop lending. They're going to say, we're not making as much money, because they're going to not make as much money because they're greedy. This is capitalism. They're going to stop extending credit. They're going to start reducing limits. So there's a downside to that too. So it's just like this game that we got to play, y'all, in order to position ourselves to build wealth. So if you got to play the game and get a credit card, yeah. But at the same time, you need to make sure that you're playing the game in leveraging your savings in a way that you're really, really saving. Okay. So, okay. Jamaica says she can't come online. Okay, Jamaica, that's fine. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I'm going to give you an opportunity. I want to give you an opportunity to ask questions. I don't want to be before you very long. And then for those of you, hopefully I've answered some questions. But I'm going to be doing this every month, y'all. I'm going to be doing this the first Tuesday of the month, every month, once a month. So you have an opportunity to come on here, have a conversation. But I always want to talk about credit, because this is the year where we need to start doing things differently. Okay. And I want to make a pathway for you to get there. So I don't care if it's wealth building, if it's starting a business. I'm teaching you everything that I know how to do. 2026, I'm teaching y'all everything that I know how to do. Okay. Started several successful businesses, multi-million-dollar businesses. It afforded me this great life. So I have financial freedom, which is great. Right. But I'm not in a position where like those multi-billionaires where they just chilling and they don't never got to work. No, I still got to work. Right. So, but I do have a certain level of freedom where I can get up and do what I want to do. Right. So I want you guys to be able to do that, whether it's starting a business. Y'all, Black owned businesses, we got to get more businesses out here. And we have $2 trillion of wealth. I'm about to get on the soapbox real quick. We have $2 trillion of wealth. We do. Black folks, we spend $2 trillion. So if we were a country, we'd be the 5th largest country. We got to do better with how we're spending, right? Because the people who look the richest are normally the poorest. And so we like to wear our wealth. But, there's a psychology behind that. There's been some things that's happened. So look, I give us a pass for that. But this is the year where I think the blinders are coming off. We're no longer taking on the talking points of white supremacy ideals about who we are as Black folks. We can do whatever we want. I was on Black Press USA this morning, and they told me, I didn't even know that they just canceled Sherry Shepherd's show. A good girlfriend of mine yesterday told me that she just got laid off from her good 6-figure government job. It's happening, and it's not necessarily a good thing, because it don't feel good when it happens. But God is positioning us to do something bigger, to build our own. and we got to stop depending on them. Getting your credit together is paramount. Starting a business is paramount. Getting business credit, if your personal credit is good, you can expedite the process of getting your business credit. Get that together so that it can help you build your business as you're building it, right? So all of these things are vitally important. 2026 needs to be your year where you're actually doing that. I don't want you to just be stuck in victimhood, in complaining. You know, Ecclesiastes 11:2 says, have 7, no 8 revenue streams, because we never know when a disaster is going to strike. Go look it up. It's biblical. 7, no 8 revenue streams. And what happened in 2020? What happened in 2020? A disaster struck. What was it? COVID? Yeah. Your disaster might be divorce. Your disaster might be a layoff. It might be somebody dying. My disaster in 2022, where I lost $1 million, was what? A divorce. Had I not had all of these revenue streams, I'll be stuck. I'll be still in Stockton, miserable. But thank God I was able to leverage my resources and do this because I had multiple revenue streams. And this is extremely important. So 2026, I want y'all to get in position. Credit being the foundation of this, y'all. Credit is the foundation that's going to help leverage you and propel you. I need you to understand, but not just so you can get that new car. Okay. Not just so you could buy a house to live in, not so that you could get an apartment or get your insurance rates decreased, but so that you could use it as strategy to build wealth. All right. Let's go. Before I bring y'all on, I see Colette and Darvell. Jamaica said she can't come on, but a couple other people came in and came out. And listen, I'm going to I'm gonna prioritize the people who are in the studio, and then I'll answer y'all questions later. So let one more time. I see Donisha coming up in here too. All right, so I'm going to give y'all the link once again. Wait, where's the link? Okay. So if you want to come in here and you want to ask me a question, ask Constance. Wait, where are we at? Let me give you the link. All right. So and then I'll answer y'all questions on here. Maybe. But I'm going to prioritize the people in the studio. All right. So first I'm going to bring up Colette. You ready, Colette? All right, let's get. What's up, Colette? How you doing, sis?
I'm great. I'm thankful. How about you?
Good. Where you watching from? Where you calling from?
I'm in, well, not in Stockton. I'm in Southern California. I'm in kind of your old stomping grounds.
Yeah, that's what's up. Now, where did you hear about me from?
You know what? I've been on like your last 2 lives.
Okay.
You know, the last couple that you've had, and I just was so grateful because you are spitting some good knowledge.
Thank you.
Because I think we have a similar kind of path for the last few years. I got divorced after 23 years. I got laid off.
Years.
Really? See, I'm telling you, I got laid off. And so, you know, that was a blessing after being in corporate America for 25 years. So I started multiple businesses.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. It was God 100%.
Yeah.
Because I got my life insurance license 2 days before I got laid off.
Look how God be doing. I just said my real estate. So my real estate, I was getting my license, and I was like, I'll do it on the side. And then they was like, yeah, no, we're gonna lay you off, because I was in IT. .com bubble bursted, and it was like, okay, I guess God, this is what you want me to do full time.
He has a sense of humor,
right? Your plans, he laughs, right?
Yes. So I started the life insurance business, and you know, I'm crazy. So I also started a marketing company because I'd been doing that for 25 years in corporate America. Like I created the CRM, the customer relationship program for DirecTV, for Verizon, for Frontier. So I was leading all their experiential and their partnerships and all that kind of stuff.
So you're doing it for yourself now?
Yes, I'm doing it for myself now, and also I took some of that money and invested in a property in Cleveland. So started real estate. And girl, it's going like, you see my face right now.
The girl is good or the girl is bad?
Girl, it's not. I'm in the thick of it because I had to renovate it. It's a 100-year-old house. It's got 3 units, and look, and I really wanted to do it. It's a very socioeconomically depressed area. A lot of us there. Even my life insurance business is called Wealth for Us because, again, I want to teach what I've learned, because we haven't been exposed.
Yeah.
And we're, without information, we can't be better, right?
Right.
So, yeah. So that's a part of my challenge is that property. I've been in renovation for a year.
You've been in renovation for a year?
For a year. Bad contractors. Well, I'm here in Cali. I've been out there 4 times last year. Bad contractors. I was funding it myself. And, so now I'm at the tail end. I hope a contractor that didn't finish the work. I paid him $47,000. He didn't finish. So anyway, so I'm working.
I know. Done that. Oh God.
Oh my gosh. We definitely need to talk.
Yeah. All of
yes.
That.
So I have, because of life insurance, I know, obviously certain things about how to leverage the funds. I created a family bank essentially and put the funds in there. So I'm borrowing against it. So it's still making money while I'm paying that back. Good. But because of having to redo a lot of that stuff, I've also leveraged a lot of my credit, which I'm fortunate I had a lot of. It's still like in the now it's low 700 because my utilization is very high to get this property all finished and back on the market, right? So I can get renters in it and start getting some, some income from it instead of me paying.
Right. It's so,
yes. And the goal is to get this back on the market, pay down this debt that I'm spending like almost 6 figures on this repair. Right. Yeah.
So you're going to get a ROI, right?
That's what I need to do. I need to do a DSCR loan, right? Because right now I'm still in a bridge loan that I've had to extend. I'm paying like 12% because of this bridge loan.
All right. Maybe I could do a DSCR loan in Cleveland.
Oh, that's okay. That's what I wanted to ask. I definitely wanted to talk to you because I want to strategize on that anyways.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Did you have any other questions? I could definitely get you with the DSCR loan for sure.
Oh, perfect. Or if you have a better recommendation for, kind of looking at the whole picture and kind of where I need to go or what's the best option.
Yeah.
Because I also have a nonprofit and I want to be able to, have a couple of these properties and then allow women, single moms to be able to have a chance to get back on their feet with it. So to write that off through the nonprofit. So
smart.
There's a lot of pieces.
Smart. Well, I actually am going to be, so I'll be doing strategy sessions.
Okay.
So I'll at the end, I'll put in a link for a strategy session and we can sit down and talk about what that will look like for you. Cause I'm doing 2 different types of strategy session. I'm going to do a wealth strategy session, like an overall wealth strategy session. So we'll look at your credit, but we'll also look at all of your income. We'll look at what that wealth plan looks like. So what do you need to do to get in a position to purchase this? If you want to, like your 5-year plan, like just really sitting down and doing an intensive plan for you. I'll be doing that. So I'll let you know. And then I'll put a link in there so that you guys can decide if you guys want to do it, but for sure. But did you have any credit questions?
Well, I think it all fits into kind of how we structure the rest of the stuff, right? So with the DSCR loan, and I learned a lot just from what you were saying this morning. Cool. Because I've got, like, when I look at my FICO, it's, it's lower now because of the utilization, but it's still like 700s. But then I looked at one of them and it must be, what did you say the other one was? Not FICO, the other one.
Vantage.
The Vantage score. Yes, the Vantage score is lower.
Yeah. I mean, it does. And so it gives you the false illusion that what you have, but sometimes it could be better, sometimes it could be worse. I've seen both. And so, the only way you'll know is if you get, your FICO score pulled, but there's just so many different things. And it sounds like you're doing well. So kudos to you. And you're exactly what I was just talking about, is those people shifting in 2026. Like, yeah, it doesn't feel good that you lose your job. It doesn't feel good that you have to just make this transition. It's jarring. It's painful. It's scary, but it's also what you need to do. God sometimes has to just put you out there because you've been like tiptoeing and okay, I might dabble. He's like, nah, he's like this. I'm gonna go ahead. gonna just stick you out there. Yes, yes.
100%.
All right, thank you, dear. Let me get these other folks in here, and you guys listen. Thank you, Colette. I'm gonna remove you. You guys listen. So I have a few more people in here. If you want to come on here live with me, here's the link right here. Here's the link right here. All right, I'm gonna go with Darvell. You ready, Darvell? What's happening, brother? How you doing, sir?
What's going on, Constance? How you doing?
Hey, where you watching from? Where you at?
Cali.
Oh, everybody from Cali, huh?
Anaheim Hills. Yeah.
Where?
Anaheim Hills.
Okay, you out there with Colette in Southern Cal.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
in
ma'am.
the hills of Anaheim. You ain't on the flatland. You ain't in the valley.
No, I'm in the hills.
So, this is what we do in the Bay. Pop your collar, boy. What's up?
Hey, you know. So, first of all, I met you at the Power Networking Conference a few years ago.
What year? What year was it?
Oh man, it had to been. It was before COVID. So no. I think it was year after COVID. So I think that was 2022 or
Did you
something.
come to my session?
I didn't, but I bought your book.
Thank you, but I'm mad at you. Next time you see me at a conference, you better come to my session.
I will. I apologize. You know, it was so much going on.
I know. I'll just get
it was a lovely thing.
It's good to see you.
Hey, yes, ma'am. So I had a couple questions. One for a client. She her credit was compromised, some fraud, whatnot. But she said, I want to get this off. I want to get it taken off. Do you know any credit repair people? And I said, hey, I thought about you.
Appreciate it.
Can you, I know you can, but are you taking clients like that?
No. I don't do credit repair per se. However, so I am doing some strategy sessions. So here's what I'm going to do. So, and I'll put the link in there. I'm doing a credit strategy session. So what this is I'm going to I'm going to actually provide you with this simulator that I use to help people. Remember, I talked about a simulator earlier, which tells you exactly what you need to do to increase your credit score. It tells you exactly what needs to happen. And so I'm doing a one-on-one strategy session. You're going to get a copy of the simulator, but I'm also going to tell you, because it doesn't tell you how to do it. It just tells you what you need to do. So we'll go through that line by line with their credit. And then, so it's a one-time thing though. It's not like an ongoing thing, but if you do what I say, you will get exactly the amount of credit points, or, you know, the increase of score that you need. So I will do that. So I don't necessarily do credit repair, but I will educate and help guide. I'll do the guidance and the coaching, but I ain't sending out no dispute letters or nothing like that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would love to get that done for her.
Cool.
So connected. So
Beautiful.
the other thing was, and I have another client that has some credit issues. I think she was saying her FICO was in the 4s. Used to be like close to 700. Now it's down to 4. You know, life. But yes. Would it be better, or your opinion, to do debt consolidation, a bankruptcy?
I would say. So how come she doesn't want to do a chapter 7?
Or chapter 7, whatever was the best. She had said something about chapter 13.
She might have some assets that she's trying to protect, and that's probably why she has to do a chapter 13, or perhaps she makes too much money. Debt consolidation almost looks like chapter 13 to some lenders, because basically what they're saying is you don't know how to manage your debt, and you have a third party doing it for you. Sometimes debt consolidation companies, they sometimes don't always pay them on time. I've just seen horror stories with debt consolidation companies. However, a bankruptcy will stay on your credit for 10 years and a debt consolidation will not, right? If you're going to do a bankruptcy though, chapter 7 all the way. If you're going to F up your credit with a bankruptcy, chapter 7, you know why? Because you ain't never got to pay that shit back. Chapter 13, you're being a good steward. You are, you're reorganizing your debt and you're making monthly payments. If I'm gonna mess up my credit with a bankruptcy for 10 years, I ain't gonna never have that stuff on my credit again. The moment you file bankruptcy, which is what I did, the moment I came home, them phone calls stopped, the mail stopped, they stopped harassing, and I never had to think about any of that stuff again. It's thrown in the sea of forgetfulness. Okay. So if you are going to do a bankruptcy, then a chapter 7 would probably be cool. And then if you are going to, if you had to choose between debt consolidation and chapter 13, like I said, lenders kind of look at them the same because it's not you managing your own thing. But I would do debt consolidation over Chapter 13. But if you're gonna file bankruptcy, do a 7 and wipe all that shit out the way.
7. Right,
Yes.
right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I think that's all I had.
Yay! All right. Thank you for joining us. Thank
I
you.
appreciate you, Constance. Hope to see you again
Yes,
sometime
sir.
soon.
Yes,
ma'am.
absolutely. I'll see you. All right, Darvell. All right. Now we have Miss Donisha. All right. Sophia said, "What do you do for a living?" Hold on, Darvell. Put in the comments what you do for a living. Donisha. What's up, Donisha? Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey,
You're gonna be in
how
my
are
class
you?
this week, this Saturday.
Yes, I am.
All right,
I'm
y'all.
in
So
there.
when we talk about do I have it in here? I don't even got in here. When I talk to you about building a business, I'm doing the Bring Your Idea to Life boot camp this Saturday. This is Saturday. You are going to spend the whole day. It's only a limited amount of people that we can do. You are spending the entire day with me, 2 days, and we're going to get all up in your business. So if you are interested in the Bring Your Idea to Life boot camp, this is where we take your information, your idea, and we turn it into a business. And if you have a business, we're going to help you scale your business. I'm going to help you to market it. I'm going to help you to brand it. I'm going to help you to create your entity, all the things. You're going to work with me. It's going to be all day. And it's snow anyway, so I ain't got nothing else to do. So we might be all night. It just depends, but it'll be hands-on. So Donisha's going to be in that. And I see you every week, Donisha. Good to see your face. This is my first time actually seeing your face.
Yes, I know. We talked on the phone and then we're on StreamYard, but
Yeah, good to see
thank
you.
you for this. I appreciate it.
I love all the pro Black stuff in the
Man,
Come on.
so the artist, originally from the Bay, lived in Sacramento forever. I don't know if you know Milton Bowens, Milton 510. He did a bunch of stuff for Kevin Johnson and schools and his restaurant and what have you. But
That's where I've
anybody
seen
that
that
wants
art.
some,
That's where I've seen that
yes,
art at Pickens.
yep. And so if you, shameless plug, if you want some Black art, Milton Bowens, and his business is Milton 510. He's now residing in Alabama, but he does some dope
He's on
stuff.
Instagram?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
Okay. I'm gonna look him up. Yeah, I love
Yeah,
it.
reach out to him. He just did a
I've seen his
series
stuff before.
on centers. I got like 4 pieces from him on centers. So I feel like part of this is my investment because I have insurance, he has certificates of authentication. So these are my assets
Yeah.
that are gonna eventually go in my big asset.
I love that.
Yes. And I know you love to support us.
Of
So
course. Of course. He
there's
reminds
that.
me, it's probably going to be like Ernie Barnes. Remember Ernie Barnes on
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes,
see
for the
that.
good time. Yep, the Sugar
Yeah.
Shack. Yes. Yes.
I see that.
Exactly.
Dope.
Exactly.
I've also seen his I seen that. Oh, where was I at? I was at some kind of rally or something in Sacramento one year. I think maybe in 2018. But I seen his stuff like art gallery or something. But I've seen that.
Yes. He's
Yeah.
also at the Black Panther Party Museum in Oakland here in California. So Milton is good people. Good
Nice.
people. So
Nice. Okay.
so you talked about credit repair companies. So I went through one, got to like a 700, and then, yeah, basically just effed off my credit and ended back up at a 500. So I'm now on my second round. The first one didn't cost me a whole bunch because they did it happened rather quickly. So I might have spent $1,200,
Okay.
which didn't break me. Now I'm in another program with another company because the original company doesn't do it anymore. She still does, credit coaching and what have you.
Okay.
But now I'm spending like $65 a month. I saw some improvement. And I'm just wondering one thing from you.
Hmm.
because you did say if you do it, most people go back to it. You mentioned a friend of yours who did it. What is your thought or experience on the psychology of money when it comes to us?
Mm.
Because I really feel like for me, it's a psychology. It's not um that's what's driving it. That
Mm.
is completely what is driving it. And
Yeah.
I just wonder if you have had any experience maybe with clients that have talked to you about that, or even in your own personal experience with what your psyche was like when it comes to spending, saving. And I get, aside from the fact that we didn't all learn
Mhm.
the right way to do things, but I
Mhm.
feel like there is something in my soul
Mm.
that keeps me from doing the right thing for me, to
Hmm.
me, for me, by me,
Why you say
if
that?
that makes um because this idea of this urge to spend, and I know I talk to you too, and I'm cool with sharing this part of my life, that I live with bipolar disorder. And part of when I experience a manic episode is spend, 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 spend. Like spend to the point where there was a time where I didn't pay my rent because I was
Mm.
spending, when we were supporting Target, I was in Target all the time. And it wasn't extravagant stuff like, oh, I'm going to buy me a Louis bag, or it was, I'll go to Costco and spend $500, or I'll go to Target and spend $300. I'm not even buying showy things to be like, hey, it was just everyday stuff. But
Yeah.
there was this monster that it was like an addict when you getting called to the dope house.
Oof.
I was getting called to Costco. I was getting called to Target. I was getting called to even, okay, I need to go buy some jeans from Old Navy or Gap or Banana Republic. But then I would go in there and spend $300 or $400. And then I'm like, oh my God, now I got to
So you
negotiate
felt
with,
like you had no control?
yes, I absolutely felt like that.
Mm.
And I just wondered in your travels if you've ever, experienced that.
Yeah.
Or has anybody, ever shared that with you, and what it was that, because for me, it's not even the knowledge. I will hoard and take classes and be a junkie for information, but it's then the application
Yeah.
of that information, and it's always tied to money for
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
always.
You
So
really need to be in that 7. You really do. I hope that you yes, so
I
that you can be a
am in the
present.
virtual.
I
I'm
know
in
you're
the
in the virtual. I know.
virtual.
April's
Yes.
great. Did you go to the meeting last week? I think they had a meeting last week. I wasn't there.
No, because she, when I talked to April, it was already too late. When she texted me, I
Okay.
already had
Okay.
plans when she
I,
reached
I
out
dropped
to
in there
me.
for a minute before I taught my class last Tuesday. But I will say this. So for you, I know that it's like more of a manic thing, right? So
Yes.
that would be part of your I don't know, illness, I guess. But I think I'll say overall, here's what I say for Black people. And I talk about this all the time. Black people, we have suffered in this country, and I don't want to give us a pass and an excuse, but you got to
Mm-mm.
think about it. We do have to give ourselves some grace on where we are financially in this country.
Yes.
We got to give ourselves grace because literally we've been here able to build wealth the last 50 to 60 years. They have been passing down money and assets to to their descendants for hundreds of years. So we
Right.
just getting some money. So we have this, and some of us still don't have it. But when we do get it, we have this lack and the scarcity thought process where I gotta get it, I gotta get it, I
Mhm.
gotta get it, or it's burning a hole in
Right.
my pit and I gotta spend it, I gotta spend it, or I gotta look rich, or I gotta look wealthy. I want everybody to think I got something when I'm really eating oodles and noodles at home. So I want us Black people to give ourselves grace because of what we've been through psychologically in this country. I've always said we are a social experiment. Black people are a social experiment because they've experimented on us over and over and over again. I released a video today and I was saying that you think about this. Only the last 50, 60 years, we were able to buy houses. We weren't able to buy houses, right? And then when they allowed us to buy houses, then they gave us bad loans. So that it's always this trick bag that we've been put in. And even in spite of this, we've always overcome it. Still 44% of us are homeowners, 70% of them. 100% of them motherfuckers should be homeowners based upon the privilege and the access that they've had that we did not have up until the last several years. So when they try to compare us to white people, or when they try to compare us to immigrants, we don't share the same experience, nor do we share the same DNA, nor do we share the same trauma. A lot of that is embedded in our DNA. And they try to say, pick yourself up by your bootstraps when we ain't even got no feet. You can't even put boots on the goddamn feet because we ain't got no feet. Cut the motherfuckers off. So I say give ourselves grace, right? But we got to start thinking strategically, because what we've also done, Black people, is we've adopted this thought process that white supremacy has put on us. We don't have this. Black people are lazy. We became lazy when we stopped working for you for free. Okay. Black people ain't. I used to hear my parents telling Black jokes that they've heard from white people, in our home about who we were. Black niggas is like, they would say shit like what? But they've adopted these things that white people have said, and therefore we've adopted these talking points. And now we see, I think in 2025, 2026, they're showing their hand, they showing their colors, they showing they don't give a fuck about us. So while we are doing what they have kind of systematically pushed us into doing, right? We were building wealth. We did have our thriving towns. We had all of those things. Then what did J. Edgar Hoover say was the biggest threat to America? Negro unity. Yeah. So let's think COINTELPRO to disrupt, destroy, and discredit these Black folks. Let's sow division because we don't want Black people to be unified. And then the CIA comes right behind that and puts crack in our communities and guns that we could kill ourselves. And then behind that, you have rap music, which is really destroying the minds of our young people and people our age, right? So there's all of these things that have been targeted efforts to destroy Black people. You will never hear a Jewish person say bitches and hoes to their women. You'll never hear Asian. The powers that be, they're not putting that money into their own communities that they're putting in our communities to destroy us. Tanks said it best. Our violence isn't the threat. Our love is. So when Black people start to love each other, white people start to panic. And that's been part of the programming of Black people. That's been part of what we've kind of dealt with financially in this country. Yeah. Our story of overcoming, that's the real champion story. That's the real thing, right? So yeah, we've had all these obstacles. We was born behind the 8 ball. We was born like, yeah, y'all white people filling now with ICE. This is what we've been used to. We've been getting killed on camera. Y'all ain't saying shit, right? So we've been having to overcome. So that's why a time such as this, where you see hardships in 3D, in living color, live and living color, they don't know how to fucking deal with this shit because they're like, the world is over. We've been dealing with this for 400 years. Right. We just do. I'm sorry for cursing, y'all. I get real passionate about my Black. But that's just what we do, right? So this is what we faced. So while we do need to have better habits, because sometimes we do like to wear our world, it's so much deeper than that. If we peel back the layers and the onion layers, we see that there's trauma in our DNA. Joy DeGruy says we have post-traumatic slave syndrome built in our DNA, right? When other people have trauma, they get therapy for it. We've been told to deal with it. So that's the reason. But for me, Donisha, my charge for Black people, and I am so passionate about this thing, is look, let's celebrate what we doing. Let's celebrate the good shit that look out of all of this stuff. We've built culture, we've built music, like we thrive in spite of. Okay, so let's capitalize on who we are, on our brilliance, and let's get together and build wealth. That's why my TED Talk, I talked about in 2020, the wealth gap, right? I don't believe that this wealth gap that they're saying we're going to be a zero net worth in 2053. I don't won't believe that because they didn't fucked around and gave us the internet, and then they gave us AI. So the great equalizer here, you can't stop us because we don't got to get your approval. We ain't got to rent your buildings. We ain't got to do none of that shit to sell our products and our services. We can do it direct to our people, and you can't stop us. So now it's our time. F what they talk. Okay.
Right. Thank you for that. Because sometimes you just need that reminder.
Yeah.
Like, remember who the fuck you are.
Remember
and where
who
the fuck you
are.
come from. Yep.
Drop the motherfucking mic. That's what I'm telling Black people. Remember who the fuck you are. Because you got greatness in your blood, in your DNA.
Yeah.
And because of that, that's the reason why we shine it. And that's the reason why they're afraid of us.
Right.
You don't do all the stuff to people that you hate or that are inferior. You do all the stuff to people that you fear. They know that greatness is in our DNA. That's the reason why they're working overtime to stop us. Period.
Yes. So thank you for that reminder. I'm gonna sign up though for a strategy call with regard to how I get my how I get out of this you know, it's a month-to-month situation. Yeah, this conundrum and the things I'll need to do to get my credit where it needs to be.
That's what's up.
So
I love
I
it.
appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you this week.
Yeah, Saturday, you guys. If y'all want to get in it, and if you guys want to, this is your time. Quit sitting on the sidelines, like for real. Let me see. This is where's the thing? Bring your idea to life, y'all. So I am the busiest woman in show business. I promise you that. And I do real estate. I got real estate clients. I have agents. I have all these things, but I still want to take my time to sit down and strategize with you and help you to build your business because that's my goal in life. Okay. So now I'm going to answer the questions. All of the people, thank you guys for getting on here again. We're going to do this every single month. So I want you guys to come in. And I love the questions. Like, I love that. I think, you know, so we have some specific to credit, and then we have like just some mindset, just some talking. And so I love to engage and have these conversations with you. So I'm now go through these questions, this was only supposed to be an hour and 20 minutes over. So I'm glad you guys sticking around. A couple of y'all dropped off. So let's see. Let's look at the questions. Can consumers see what mortgage lenders see on a specific site? I think I told Donisha asked me that, and you can go on my FICO. Okay. Someone said, I think it's fantastic, but it heard someone say it's harder for those that have bad credit. I think they can decline you. I don't know who can, I don't know what the question was. So I'm sorry. I'm hoping to get that it passed. It could really, oh, you talking about the 10%. Yeah. I'm sorry. The replay will not be shared. This is just live. I'm not sharing a replay. So but the gym master classes in general will be here every month. Miss Constance, Sophia did the credit repair masterclass. So in the Grow Your Money Club, I have 30 plus trainings on there, one credit repair masterclass, and all these other trainings on there. Take a look at it. Go to growyourmoney.club if you're interested in being a part of the Grow Your Money Club. But she said, Miss Constance, why did I just get a credit increase on my credit card and it doubled just now? She said these computers be listening. But she also, Sophia, you took my class. You said, I think you increased your score by 200 points, I think. I forgot. Put that in the chat, how much you increased your credit score. So thank you. Good shit. Alicia said, I just lost my job and now have to pivot. What you going to do, Alicia? What you going to do? What's the pivot? What's the plan? What's the game plan? Make sure that you invest in yourself because you are your biggest commodity. So one mistake I think people make a lot of times is when they get laid off, they get stuck. And I don't want you to get stuck in, shoot, what should I do? I'm too old. I can't do this. I can't do that. And you need to pivot right away because your life depends on it. So figure out even if you don't know what you want to do, start investing in yourself. Take training, get on YouTube, listen to audibles, like do something to get your mind going so that you're just not stuck. Okay. Sometimes Martella said, you got to be fired to be forced. Come on. You got to be fired to be forced. Okay. Miss Constance, what's the best way to reach you? I would like a strategy session. I will so it's actually coachwithconstance.com. Hold on, I'll put it in a minute. So you said, what does he do for a living? Do you coach people to start business? I do. So I'm having a training on Saturday. So bring your idea to life. Let me put that. Bring your idea, 2 life.com on Saturday. We doing it. So if you want to take the training on Saturday, It's a small training, but we're gonna get hands on 2 days. Let's see. Colette said, yes, you're right. I did it and then broke the cycle. And this is why I got my life coaching cert, because I noticed my life insurance client need to break some generational issues and mindsets. Good shit. I'm in PG. There are clicks, fancy cars, St. John's outfits, and big houses, and eating peanut butter and jelly. Listen, I'm in PG County, Alicia. And guess what? Let me tell you, y'all, I love Black people. I love Black people because we have this mindset that we have not built. Well, listen, it's some folks out here who have true generational wealth that they could. There are people who trace their ancestors back to George Washington's plantation. It's people who have generational wealth, who have banks, who own banks in Black people here. So there's that. And then there's the nouveau riche. And those are the new rich people. And so everybody wants to know, when you in Prince George's County, they want to know 2 things: what you do and where you live. And so just like she said, there are clicks, they fancy cars. I live in a neighborhood. Everybody got a G-Wagon. I don't. Everybody got a Range Rover. My Range Rover is dead right now, but whatever. And St. John's outfit. So we do see that a lot. And unfortunately, like when people ask me, they be like, what do you do? And I'd be like, I'm just chilling. I'm just hanging out. Where do you live? I told one person, let me tell y'all this, and I'm gonna go to the next one. I told this one guy was trying to talk to me, and he said, where do you live? And I said, I live in this city. And he said, where? Oh, near this street. I didn't even tell him. Where's that? Where over there? And I said, well, I live in this community. And then he said, oh, do you live by the country club? I do. Then the Negro said, do you have a house or a townhome? I guess that qualifies me whether I was worthy to talk to. Like, okay, you live in this community, but what do you have? Like, let me see how much money you really got. So there are people who are very pretentious here, but I still love them. I still love the Black folks. I don't subscribe to it because I ain't from here. I don't care about that shit. I've been having money, so I don't care about how much money these people make. But I think it's funny because they do act like that out here. Anyway, sorry about that. Best compound interest stocks, S&P 500, I would say, Renee. So you can invest in the S&P 500. You could also, I invest in, I have permanent life insurance, which with permanent life insurance, it's not predicated on the stock market or the economy. You have what you have. So when you see, especially now with the interest rates getting ready to reduce, that means money is going to be cheaper. That means the money that you have in the bank or in a lot of your investments are going to go down. If you have it in a permanent life insurance policy, you're not going to see any loss. You'll see it in your 401k. You'll see it in your retirement. You'll see it in your savings in the bank, but you will not see it in a permanent life insurance policy. And I think that's a great vehicle for compound interest. So if you have, if somebody has life insurance, actually if somebody has life insurance, put your link in there and talk to them about maybe getting an IUL or some type of permanent life insurance policy, because I think those are great. The most marvelous, unbelievable thing about Black people in America is that they exist. I'm telling you, every imaginable monstrosity that evil can conjure has been inflicted on this population, yet they have not been extinguished. I love that. And, James Baldwin said, being Black in America and relatively conscious is to be in a rage at all times. Right? Sophia increased her credit score 20 points since she took my training. So go to growyourmoney.club if you want to be a part of the Grow Your Money Club. Good shit. Oh, you sent me a text. Cool. I know I met you at Boyce's event in Atlanta, but I think I've heard you living here in Bowie. I do. I live in Bowie. I do. I just moved here 2 years ago. D Turner, if self-employed and must leverage credit, what's the one thing I should try to avoid as it relates to using and managing my credit? I would say using your own credit when you're trying to do your business. So I would say if you're self-employed, get yourself some business credit. You could be a personal guarantor, but put it in your name of your business credit and allow your business credit to fund your business and not your personal credit, because you don't want to over leverage your personal credit, because that impacts your debt to income ratio when you do other things. So I would say that don't use your personal credit. Try to get business credit. Okay. Correct. I don't need to belong in a social group like Links, Jack and Jill or others. I do community service. I love it. Fight the power, sis. Yeah. So Colette could help you. She said she did life insurance. There is greatness within us. Yes. I can provide. Darvell also, both life insurance agents. So that he can provide clarity on permanent life insurance as well. So for me, for compound interest, remember, Einstein said compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. So we need to take advantage of it. So let me just tell you, that's all the questions I just want to tell you, listen, before we go, I am doing strategy sessions. So y'all, here's what I'm doing. I have 2 different strategy sessions. Okay. So I said to myself, Constance, how do I add value? What can I do? What is it that I do really well? And I will say this, like I said, when I was like trying to, when I didn't want to have anything to do with real estate or any of this stuff, I didn't want to be bothered with nobody. And then when I got back to doing real estate, I was like, I'm really good at this. And I really am. And it's, I'm not even trying to toot my own horn, but I really, really help people. And I really can give you a cohesive strategy plan, whether it's your credit or whether it's your wealth portfolio. So I said, well, what can I do to kind of help and add value? So I'm doing 2 things. One is a credit exploration or a credit plan. Okay. So here's what this is. So this is a private session, one-on-one, me and you. I'm going to pull your credit. All this shit costs money, right? It costs me money to pull your credit. It costs me money to do all this stuff. So I'm gonna pull your credit. I'm going to give you your credit report plus a simulated report, which all of this shit costs me money. So I'm going to charge you, but I'm not making much money. And I'm going to tell you why. And then this is for the people who are live here. So I'm going to do the simulator. I'm going to give you the credit strategy, what you need in order to build your credit by how much, how long it's going to take you, how much money it's going to cost you. Okay. So I'm going to give you the exact steps to increase your score. And if you follow this plan, your score should be whatever it says it's going to be. Okay. So I'm going to give you a concrete roadmap. So you're going to get your credit. You're going to get the roadmap, both of those things. Okay. So you won't leave guessing. It's not like you're just going to spray and pray and you hoping. Remember, I told you earlier, I looked at someone's credit and I didn't actually even use a simulator. I knew what it was. I looked at her credit and I was able to tell her what she needed to do and boost her credit 120 points right then and there. So, and within a matter of a day after we got the letter to delete, but what we'll do is we'll put a plan together and I'll give you the roadmap of what you need to do next. So I have that. The other thing is, so that's number 1. The other thing is a wealth strategy session. Now, if you're married, I want to talk to you and your spouse, because what we're going to sit down, remember when I talked about don't buy a house with your spouse? This is what I do when I talk to my clients. I sit down with them. I spend time looking at your credit. We're going to look at your income. We're going to look at timelines. We're going to see how much you qualify for. So I'm going to give you a qualification. And even if you own property, say you want to purchase more property in the next 5 years, what is it that you want to do? And how do you want to build your wealth plan out so that you can become an investor and you can use real estate as leverage to invest? Okay. When does it make sense? So what does all of this look like? So we're going to map it out. You're going to get your credit. You're going to get the simulator, but you're also going to get a plan, a next 3 to 5 years of what that looks like with your wealth strategy. Okay. We're going to look at all of that, how to build it, how to grow it, how to pass it, all the things. Okay. So if you've been waiting on a sign for this, right now is a sign. You don't need more information. You don't need nothing else. You need to just take action today. Okay. If you're serious about this, then I will work with you. Now, if you go to Coach with Constance, I have this. This is something that I'm just introducing. You guys are the first people. I actually just finished this website right before I got on here, 5 minutes before I got on here, but I've done this stuff for years. So if you go to coachwithconstance.com, coachwithconstance.com, the information is on there. And this is what you see, if you go to coachwithconstance.com, you'll see what I'm going to be charging the general public for this that have paid me well over this in the past, right? So I'm giving you, just for the people here, 50% off. I'm not making any money, and you're getting my time because I could be spending time with other people. So these credit reports cost me hundreds of dollars. The simulators also cost me, but I'm basically almost doing this with you at no cost. Well, that I'm not making any money, but this is my gift to you, especially for those of you who stayed to the end. So if you look on the website and you go to coachwithconstance.com, I'm gonna go to the website, coachwithconstance.com. Let me give you the coupon code so that you can buy it. So if you want to get it, you can get it and you can get 50% off. All right. So if you go to coachwithconstance.com, here's the page. Oh, she cute. That's me. All right. So this is what you're going to get. So you get the personalized credit plan. That's where I sit down with you. I give you the exact thing that you need to do. You get your credit report, and it's a soft pull. So it's not going to be a hard inquiry. You don't got to worry about that. It's a soft credit pull. And then I'm going to give you the strategy and the roadmap in order to increase your credit score. Okay. Come on. I hate that when I downloaded this new, god dang, when I downloaded this new, when I downloaded this new operating system, my phone, can you please? Okay. So this is $497. I'm giving you a 50% discount. I think I might even be losing money on this one. I don't think I thought that. But you get, so you get me, you get the personalized credit plan. Okay. The personalized wealth strategy where I'm talking to you. And then if this is 2 people, this is going to be double that, right? So, this is each. And then the personalized wealth strategy, that's with you and your spouse. But you know what? I didn't think about it because I can't do both of them for the same. So I'm gonna have to charge you for your spouse. So this is only for one person, but I want to talk to your spouse too. So this is $997, but it's 50% off. Okay. So if you are interested in it, go do it. It's there's a coupon code. The coupon code is That's My Coach. So if you go in here, you get both of these for 50% off. I will sit down. I charge y'all literally. I charge $500 an hour to coach people, literally. So I'm really taking my time to really sit down with you and help you because I want to help you. You took time to come into this training. So the coupon code, That's My Coach. That's My Coach. So if you want to go there, if you're interested in getting the one-on-one strategy, many of you said that you are. My time is not free, y'all, but it's practically free doing this. But I'm not gonna I get requests all the time. I get DMs all the time. I don't do this. I have a lot going on. I literally work 18 hours sometimes. So this is really me taking time. This is my give back to you. I'm not making a whole lot of money, but this is me really helping you to develop your wealth plan. So if you want to do it for the general public, it's going to be $497 and $997. For you, it's 50% off. Use the coupon code That's My Coach. And you can, what'll happen is you register and then you'll get an intake form because I want to know, like, especially for the wealth strategy, what your situation is so that when we meet, we can optimize our time and we can get right to the plan. So that's what both of those are. And if you do what I say to do, you're going to be on the road to making sure that your wealth is increased, hopefully by 7 figures. That's my goal. I show you basically things that I've done that I've helped others do, and the proof is in the pudding. So this is what I do. So if you want to, if you're interested, you can go ahead and sign up. I think even I have Klarna and Afterpay, but if you got to use Klarna and Afterpay, it might be an investment. I ain't gonna say not to, but I'm just saying, like, this is something that if you really want to. Are you ready to change the trajectory of your life? Invest in yourself. Use this as a moment to invest in yourself. Again, go to coachwithconstance.com and let me put it in here, coachwithconstance.com. And again, we're going to do a personalized, where is it at? Coachwithconstance.com. We'll put a personalized plan together for you so that you can get on the right track. Other than that, Saturday, bring your idea to life. I'm going to be doing this training. It's an all-day training, the 7th and 8th, all day from 7 a.m. Pacific, all day. If you want to, if you have a business idea and you're ready to grow your business, get on the training. Or you could schedule the one-on-one strategy session. All right. So hopefully I pray that not just you're motivated, because it's not just about motivation, but that you take action. I don't ever want anybody to say that they've done anything with me and that they were not successful as a result. I never want you just to be a hearer of the word. I always want you to be a doer. Okay. I'm all about execution. I'm all about action. And if you hear today under the sound of my voice and you're here obviously because there's something that you want, you've invested the time, you didn't invest any money, but you're investing the time, then you're ready to go to the next step. Okay. So I want that for you. I really do. And I want you to be able to reach all your goals 2026 is your year. 2026 is my year. I got so much shit planned and I'm traveling a lot, but I'm excited about it. I'm excited to be able to add value to other people this year. So I have a lot of stuff that I got working on down the pipe, but you guys, let's get together. Let's get this these strategy sessions going. Go to coachwithconstance.com, and that's it. That's it. So hopefully I'll see you. If not, I think I have, gym masterclass next week. What is the gym masterclass next week going to be? Let me see. Let's see. Gym masterclass next week. Oh, okay. So next week, we're going to talk about how to start a group home. So one of my agents, Taisha Lindsay, she just started a group home in California. Those are so lucrative. In fact, one of the ladies inside Net 7 has a group home too. She's making millions. And so, I think they get like, I don't know, $5,000 per month per bed or something like that. You put a bunch of beds in the room. I don't know. But anyway, she's going to tell you what you need to do in order to start your group home. So if you are interested in being in that class, go to gymmasterclass.com. All right. We'll see you on Saturday. We'll see you on Tuesday, or I'll see you on Monday online.